Hello there, I'm Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio, and today I'm going to show you guys how to use our amazing Fauxy rollers using paint. So I first want to start with just a little bit of information about the rollers, okay? We call them Fauxy rollers. They are all of our red rollers in our collection, and they were truly designed to be a negative print, meaning they weren't designed to literally roll onto the wall, but roll through a wet medium. So they can be used with paint and glaze, stain, textures, anything just about that you can keep wet long enough to come back and roll the design through. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that to begin with. And today I'm just going to show you guys how to use them with paint and some fun things to actually work with. So I'm going to reposition the camera and we're going to get going. Like I'd indicated, they're really designed to go through a wet medium, and paint is a wonderful medium to actually work with, and great for working on furniture and lots of other projects. Okay, so the rollers come with a handle, and you just got to push that in there, and then once you do, make sure that that roller is spinning freely. If by chance it's not, take the roller head back off, and you can put a little bit of Vaseline or even use Pam cooking spray on the actual bar and then put the roller head back on. So you want to make sure it's not getting stuck, and also don't push it all the way back to the bar. Let it have a little bit of a gap so it doesn't hit the bar and get stuck as well. Okay, I am starting here on, it's just what we call a styrene board, and it's been primed and base coated with our Bondago. And I like using Bondago or any kind of like acrylic for my base because it's not going to allow the next paint to possibly soak in. And we want our paint to stay open and wet as long as we can. So I'm just grabbing some of the DIY paints by Debi's Design Diary. Pop this can open. And I'm probably going to need to give it a good stir, okay? And the reason why you want to use like an acrylic, Bondago, something on the base that your other paint will not soak into, is it's going to give you the open time that you need to work with, okay? You want to make sure that you have time to come back and actually roll through the wet paint before it starts to dry. So I have found that being on the Bondago or a good quality acrylic is definitely going to give that for you. Now, when you do roll through, it is basically one shot, okay? You want to put your paint onto your surface and make sure you have good coverage, because you're not going to really be able to come back and put on a second coat because you'll lose your design. I'm working on black, and I chose a really light color. I think this one's called Prom Queen. And the reason being is I wanted the strongest contrast as I could possibly get so that you could see the process. Okay, I'm just smoothing out my paint. I have put on a generous coat. And then you're just going to take your roller and roll right through it. You want to have a little bit of an angle, okay? So just have your roller up a little bit. You don't want to go too shallow because you don't want to be dragging into the paint. And you can either push or pull, whichever direction you want. And it's going to break through the paint and create a print. So it's going to expose the color that's underneath. Now, they were never designed to what we do call a positive application, meaning brush the paint onto the roller head to make sure it's just on the high areas and roll it onto a surface. But you can get through like a small area, but I want you guys to notice it goes from dark to light because it's running out of paint as you go. So I want to go ahead and even test another one here for you and grab another roller head. So this one is the crocodile pattern that I'm going to use now. And never feel like you're just, oops, dripped all over the place, that you're completely like stuck with something you started with. As long as your paint is staying wet, you could brush back through and start again if you need it to. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more paint here. Try not to drip all over the place. So this is fun for furniture, on doing tabletops, drawer fronts. You can do all kinds of different crafts and projects with them. So I'm just going to again roll right through. And if you feel you want to like offload in between, you can offload on some excess paper and then just line up, roll again, offload a little bit, and one more roll. So that is all you need to do. And again, the stronger the contrast between your base coat and your paint color, the more you're going to see the whole pattern. And at this point, just let your project dry and go forward with whatever else you need to do. So just that simple, guys. Thank you for joining me for this fun, quick video. A list of all the supplies will be in the description below. And do us a big favor, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.